Moorlands Radio Sport, in association with Leek Building Society.
What's the day been like for you?
Yeah, it's brilliant. So proud to be here. And to see John on his 80th birthday. We keep in touch. We see each other now and again, but to see the statue of him it's just brilliant, And let's say with everything in football, all the money that's come in football, sometimes we forget about the true meaning of football and what it's about. And it's about people and it's about communities. And there's a special person on top of that plinth and a whole community that's turned up to see it. And that's special, I'll be here long after we've all gone, and rightly so, because he's a top guy and a legend in football management.
He was a legend to all the supporters here at Port Vale. What was he like to manage to players? How did he?
Yeah, he was brilliant. He gave clarity, very calm and considered. Not a shouter and a baller. Never lost it emotionally, which is one thing I've taken from him. He was very, very calm and knew what he wanted, but if it went wrong, he always seemed in control, John. And one hell of an eye for a player as well. I'm glad to say I came through that production line. He really refined me for the next level. And when I got to the Premier League, it was largely because of my year with John as well. So just an outstanding guy, and I'm really, really proud to have been invited today to see John. And rightly so, he's a legend of this football club, but I think he's a legend of football, and the amount of people that know him in football, the high regard he's held in, is super special. And I wouldn't be the person I was today without meeting this man and my experiences with him.
And I believe that he was one of those who did all his research and knew everything about the opposition players, including the colour of their eyes, I think he said.
He knew everything about the opposition players. He knew everything about his own players as well. I remember having a night out once, and for some reason he knew about it. He pulled me in the next day and said, "Oh, you're out boozing last night, weren't you? You're professional football. You're going to get ready for this." And I think it was like a Sunday, and we didn't have a game till the Saturday. But he certainly knew his stuff, and he made it a priority to get the best out of his own players. But detail and clarity on the opposition, John was really good. Like I say, I was a right winger, and he'd tell me what the weaknesses were that I was coming up against. What I could exploit, and like I say, I made a name for myself here and in the Championship, and moved on to Wimbledon in the Premier League. And I thank John for that, giving me the opportunity, giving me the chance, and everyone at Port Vale. But to see this statue, every opposition team is going to come here and see the greatest manager this football club's ever had, and hopefully it puts a bit of fear into him, because all I want is Port Vale to do well.
And of course, the one other thing about him was that he knew all the tactics as well, and he worked with such a small squad, didn't he? A small squad of his own backing staff.
Yeah, and that's another thing I took from him. When I went on to management, I always thought that the small staff, the small squad was not just easier to manage, but it was easier to get them all singing what you wanted to do. Real tight-knit, real trusted group, and John wouldn't suffer fools, he wouldn't employ people for job's sake. If there wasn't a job for someone, he wouldn't make the job available. He knew what he wanted. He had a very sort of streamlined way of doing things, but everyone was happy under John. There was you never heard anyone saying, "I don't like the manager, I'm left out the team." It was always, "I want to get in John Rudge's team. What do I need to do to get in there?" There was no problems here under John, and I think as a modern manager now, that's all you hear about in the press. You hear about people unhappy or players, discontent. John had a brilliant way of just keeping everything happy, everything going, everyone motivated, and a Championship team. We finished, 8th in the Championship the season before I turned up, and then we survived in the Championship, and you don't do that with a club like Port Vale unless you're a special manager, and that's certainly what John Rudge is.